Hello everyone, I am Slow Rider and this is my face. You don't normally see it, but then I'm normally on a bike and with motorbike helmet on and actually I'm surprised I haven't broken the camera already. So it is 3 days later. It's been very up and down, very mentally exhausting. But at the same time, I haven't really slept for 3 nights. So last night was the best night, but even that, not great. So developments. I'm currently stuck in Germany. At the time of recording this, I should say. It's not fun. I don't speak very much of the language. I know maybe 5 words. I used to joke that I knew 1 word, which was kaput, and that's kind of what my bike is at the minute. Yeah, it's tricky to try and put this into words, to be honest, how it's feeling. I'll go through events, I guess. That's probably the easiest way of doing it. So, yeah, a chap in a van pulled up shortly after my bike fell over. And he spoke very little English, I spoke no German. But we managed to get some sort of communication going, and eventually he pointed out that it's the law that the police have to turn up to an accident. So he called the police because he speaks German, and I called my insurance company because obviously I'm going to need a tow. And after about 15 minutes of trying to get the woman on the end of the phone to understand that I'm on a motorway in the middle of nowhere, I'm telling her there's a parallel road and it's this number, and here's the nearest town, and just up the motorway is a town called such and such. Well, I think the nearest big town is Meiningen. Yeah, 15 minutes of trying to get her to understand that so that she could send the tow truck to the right area. Anyway, she eventually gives up and says, well, I'll pass on the information that I've got to the tow truck company, and if they can't find you, they'll give you a call. Okay. Yeah, so about, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour later, something like that, I get a phone call from the tow company. Well, not from the tow company, no, it was the international team. They didn't actually say which company they were from, which is nice. And they said, so we've got this information, it's a little bit confused. And I said, yeah, okay, so here's the nearest big town. There's a road that leads out of it to this particular junction, which is the next junction on the road, on the A71 motorway. And I'm heading north, I'm on the northbound carriageway. And it's about so many kilometres at this junction, so many kilometres away, very approximately. Okay, no problem, we'll send someone out, we'll give you an ETA when we've got it. Anyway, the police had another deal to go and sort out, and they probably didn't want to babysit an Englishman who was sat stewing like a crybaby or something, I don't know, I wasn't in a good place. The police told the guy in the van that he could move on. He gave his details and whatnot, and went through the checks of, is this your vehicle? Have you got any insurance? Have you got your driving license, passport, etc. One of the officers had broken English, so it was a little bit okay. We could get by. But yeah, I had to wait for the tow truck company to basically turn up, and when they did, the guy spoke German, no English. And he sounded like he had got out of bed or something. Probably made even less happy by the fact that the incompetent fool he had gone to pick up didn't speak a word of German. But anyway, he gives a call to someone, and they arrange for someone who speaks English to speak to me. And yeah, it's weird. The people who own, at least it seems to be that the people who owned the tow truck company also owned a hotel, or a related family owned the hotel. So the girlfriend of one of the mechanics, I think, don't know, was the one who was speaking English, and actually she was a really nice person. First really nice person I'd spoken to. No, that sounds wrong. That sounds very wrong. But you'll understand what I mean as I go through the story. Yeah, she said, basically, we've got this hotel. If you've got nowhere else to stay, we've got this hotel. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Sure, absolutely, I'll take that. I don't know where else I'm going at this point. So yeah, come and pick me up. So then the international team come back to me and they say, yeah, we need to know what your insurance company want to do with this bike, because we have processes, but we need to know what your insurance want to do. So I try phoning my insurance company back, and if you're watching this, Mackenzie Hodgson, you need to do a damn sight better, because their offices are closed because they're short of staff. Well, I say their offices. They've contracted out the claims department to a company called Fourth Dimension. And had I known this, I would not have touched Mackenzie Hodgson with a 10-foot barge pole. Fourth Dimension have a shop on eBay. It's not under Fourth Dimension, it's under the name of a Surrey motorcycle shop. But if you look in their description, it actually says Fourth Dimension, etc, 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 whatever address it is. They sell non-structural damage motorcycles on eBay. If you look up the cheapest bikes on eBay, you'll find the non-structural damage ones, the category N motorcycles. I would say 90% of them you'll find are this particular Surrey motorcycle company. They're also the company that wrote off my CBR 125R. So I had bad feelings, I'll put it that way. I had bad feelings about what was going to happen. So when the lady at the hotel said, my boyfriend works at the garage, he says there's a Triumph dealership in Würzburg, it's about 90 minutes down the road, but there's a Triumph dealership there. They can probably get the parts in a few days. We'll see if they can give you a lift down there if you really want to. And I said, well, I'll have to see what the insurance company say, but yeah, I'll bear that in mind. Thank you very much. Now, I got hold of the insurance company the next day, so the day after the accident, and I thought the first port of call would be the already existing claims department, because I've already made that initial call. So I'll phone them up, and they asked for a reference number, and I said I didn't have one, and so they went through the license plate number, personal details, etc. Okay, found your file. They said, we have no record of you calling us. Now, I'm imagining that you're possibly as stunned as I am when I heard that. So we went through the bullshit again, and they said, yeah, if I put a claim in, obviously I'll have to pay my excess, and whatever's left they will cover. But their plan is to get the bike back to the UK and assess it for repairs. And I've worded that very specifically because that's very specifically what they said. And I said, well, that leaves me with a bit of a problem, because I'm going to be stranded in Germany with all my luggage, because my luggage wasn't on the bike at this point. I'd taken it off because it's got my clothes in it, it's got everything basically, it's got my life in it at this point. So I said, I would prefer the bike get repaired in Germany, and I can ride it home with all my stuff. I don't have to leave anything here, you know, potentially expensive stuff, all my camping stuff, maybe all my video stuff, my bike gear possibly, you know. I could just ride the bike home and it'll be none the wiser. And at this point I thought, if they were prepared to get me and my luggage back with the bike, if they were prepared to do that, they would say, oh no, don't worry about that, we've got you covered. We'll sort that out for you. This is my thoughts on what would happen, but his words, and again, pretty much word for word, that's not our policy. Yes, so again, Mackenzie Hodgson, if you're watching this, do better. So I said, no, I don't want that. I said, the hotel people have said there's a Triumph dealership 90 minutes down the road. They can get parts in a few days. They can repair the bike. And the guy at Fourth Dimension, yes, dealing with the claim, said, well, what you'll need to do then is get an engineer's report. You'll need to get photographs of all the damage, and you'll need to send that to us before any work starts so that we can authorise the repairs. Now at this point, all I really know about the bike is that the luggage hanger on one side might need a repair or a replacement, and the front wheel is knackered. That doesn't even sound like the sort of thing that would be covered beyond my excess, but never mind. Doesn't really matter at this point. So they wouldn't be paying out much, and yet they're quibbling about it. So anyways, he said, so do you want to carry on with the claim? And I thought, well, at this point I want all my options to be open. So I said, yeah, sure. Hung up on them, well, not in that sense, but finished the call, and went and spoke to the lady and said, get on the phone, if you don't mind, please get on the phone and arrange for my bike to be taken down, and if I can go with it, even better. She came back to me later that day and she said, yeah, no, it's fine. 10 AM Friday morning, yesterday, I'll get you down to the bike garage where your bike is with all your luggage. They'll pick up the bike, they'll pick you up and your luggage, they'll take you down to Würzburg. All you have to do is book a hotel down there. They won't do that for you, but everything else, getting you down there, no problem. Brilliant, I thought. So then the international team phoned back and I explained what's happening. I said, I've arranged for it to be taken down to Würzburg. There's a dealership there that can repair the bike. And they said, well, we don't have a contract with Triumph, so you may be liable for all the expense. I still don't know who the international team belongs to. Which company? No one seems to know that, so I'm kind of up in the air about that at this point. But whatever, I just want to get things done. I said that I really don't care. I want to get the bike repaired. I want to go home. That's what I want to do. That's how I was feeling at that point. It's all basically demoralising. I've got one positive thing, and that's this lady at the hotel who's trying to work for me, trying to help me at the kindness of her heart. Basically, she doesn't have to do it. She doesn't get any commission from it, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, that's great. Anyway, yesterday morning the international team phoned back. It's someone else, and finally it's someone who has an ounce of sense. And I explain what's going on. I say, no, she says, your notes say you've arranged for your bike to go somewhere, and I said yes, it's to a Triumph dealership in Würzburg. And she says, and what about accommodation? Do you need accommodation? And by this time I'd found somewhere down there, and down here I should say, because I'm here now. And I booked it. It's relatively cheap, but I booked it for a week. And she said, okay, keep hold of any receipts you get, because you'll get that back. And if you need any more help finding places or getting accommodation, let us know. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. So that's fine. So Yeah, we're now down in Würzburg. The bike's at the Triumph dealership, and it's a bank holiday weekend. So they've ordered parts from England, and it looks like all the parts I need are actually in stock. They're all available, thank God. Feels like something's finally starting to go my way. It needs a new front tyre because, well, I mean, realistically, I knew that was the case anyway. It's ridden several hundred metres completely flat off the rim. Well, within the rim, but, you know, squished up. So you need a new tyre. He said, really, you need a new one on the rear because it's a little bit squared off, but it's expensive in Germany. So you might be better off doing that in England. I said, yeah, no, I'll do that in England when I get back. God knows when. Yeah, you need a new front tyre, he says. Need a new wheel because it's deformed slightly. I mentioned to him the pannier carrier at the back. He said, yeah, no, we'll get that ordered as well. We'll fit that. He said, because looking at it, we can't repair it. But that part of the pannier setup is actually available. There are some parts that are not, but that part is. And he said, you're probably going to need a new axle as well on the front. Because it was quite a hit. It was 80 miles an hour. It was about 80 miles an hour, about 130 kilometers an hour, that I hit this rock on the road. So yeah, I might need a new axle. I'm surprised he didn't say you'll need new headstock bearings. I'm really surprised he didn't say that, because I have a feeling they're going to be taking a pounding from that hit. But we'll see. They may say that. They may get to work on it and go, ooh, yeah, you need this. We'll see. And there's a few bolts apparently that they replace as standard when they change the wheel, but not the brake discs, or when they change the wheel anyway. Because the glue, I have to spend time cleaning the glue off the bolts or whatever. It may not be entirely safe. So yes, a few bolts and whatnot. But essentially, that's €1,300. Now, I'll get some of that back in tax, assuming I can work out how to do it. Because I'm no longer an EU resident, something good's come out of Brexit. I won't have to pay tax on it, so I'll get a little bit back. Although I might be paying tax on it anyway because it's coming from England, so who knows. So yeah, 1,300 quid's worth of damage potentially from a rock. There's someone left in the middle of the lane of a 80-mile-an-hour road. Thank you, whoever you are. I've got to make a decision as to whether it's worth me claiming on the insurance for it for that amount. Once they've taken my excess off, I reckon the premiums will go up so much that in a couple of years they'll have made back whatever they've paid out. But yeah, the premium won't just be this bike, it'll be the other bikes as well. They'll have a premium hit. Because I've had an accident, I've had a claim that it's not anyone else's fault, so it must be mine. I didn't leave a rock in the road, why is it my fault? I don't know how it's going to go for me. I say it's been up and down. I mean, that emotionally has been quite bad anyway. I'm a very anxiety-ridden person anyway. On the second night, so that's not last night, the night before, I basically got about 2 hours sleep. Because my brain was going through all the shit that it does, you know, you can't afford this, you're worthless to everyone, etc, etc, you're a screw up. All that sort of stuff. And there's a little bit of that still in there, still working around. Not helped by insurance companies being shit. I know who the International Breakdown team is from though, finally, because they sent me an email telling me what I needed to do if I needed any help, or any more help. At this point I'm going to say a public thank you to my girlfriend, who, despite having her own worries about me, because every time I have an accident one of my first sets of words is "don't worry, I'm fine." If anything's going to put anxiety into someone, it's those 3 words: I am fine. But she's there, she's coping reasonably well, unlike me. No, I'm doing all right. It's just moments of anxiety, moments of painful thoughts. I'm going to say thank you to my brother as well, one of them. Throttle Up channel, go and subscribe. You don't need to, he's got more subscribers than me. But yeah, he's phoned a few times to see how I'm doing. It's kind of amazing how therapeutic actually talking is. Even if it's not about the subject at hand, you know, if it's even slightly related. So yeah, to those 2 specifically, thank you very much. Yeah, there's been a few people who have been quite helpful. The lady at the reception at this hotel, I'd been through my sob story. I don't know whether it's just German customer service is better than British, or whether she heard my sob story and thought, Jesus Christ, someone's having a worse day than me, or a worse week than me. And yeah, so when I asked if there was a kettle in the room, she said, no, but I can get you one. And true to her word, what, 20 minutes, half hour later, I had a kettle in my room, so I could make tea. It's the little things, you know. It's the little things that just help prop up the day a little bit. So yeah, it's been a difficult week so far. I had such a good start to the week, and then on Thursday, no, yesterday was Friday, Wednesday, I'm losing track of the days. I mean, it's bad enough being on holiday, you lose track of the days as it is. My mind is gone. Saturday today, so yeah, Wednesday, until Wednesday it was a good week, and then, or Wednesday evening was when it turned to shit. But it's slowly recovering again. Parts for the bike will turn up on Tuesday because it's a bank holiday this week. I could have had a bike right now in replacement for my bike, but I knew I wouldn't be riding it for a few days. My headspace isn't quite there, and I don't want to wreck someone else's bike because I make some stupid decision because I'm not quite in the right space. But I think on Tuesday, they might call me to say that the parts are there or not, I don't know. But I might say on Tuesday, yeah, actually I'll have that bike. Because although they can get the parts on Tuesday, they don't actually know when they'll be able to fit them. It's that time of year when everyone has maintenance done on their bikes. Officially, they don't have any space to fit my bike in until June. It is currently the 6th of May. but they'll try and fit it in. I said I've got the current hotel for this week up until the 12th. I've got the hotel, and he said we may not be able to get it done by then. And I said, okay, if I have to stay longer, I have to stay longer, but my Eurotunnel is booked for the 18th. Get back to England, and we're 7.5 hours ride on the motorway. Not toll roads, but regular roadways, regular motorways. I'm not entirely sure I want to ride on them anyway, but far too easy to zone out on a motorway and then you hit a rock. But I said, yeah, I've got Eurotunnel on the 18th. He said we could probably get it done for then. We could probably get it done for then. I'm hoping he means for the 17th, and I can at least start to get moving. If I don't get the bike until the 18th, I'm not making the Eurotunnel. I might be able to get somewhere close to the tunnel, get an early one the next morning. That's possible. Supposed to be doing bike camping with friends following this trip, straight after this trip. The day after I get home, I have one night at home, then I'm back out camping again. That was the idea. Anyway, we'll see what happens, I guess. Yeah, anyway, this video's long enough already, isn't it, really? For such a boring topic as my accident hell. I'll try and figure out how much I was going to tell you about the tour as well, where I was going, things like that, because as you've already noticed, or as I've probably already put out on a video, there's no sound on what I recorded. I made an error before Saddlebags Social Ride. Didn't plug the camera in properly to the microphone, or the microphone to the camera I should say. It's recorded nothing. Sound wise, it's got all the video but no sound. I only discovered that after I knackered the bike. Well, after the bike was knackered, I should say. I discovered that after the bike was knackered, so I guess I've got to make a video out of it somehow. We'll see how it goes. I guess now I've got a few days where I can edit more videos for the Scotland trip. Not finished that yet. I've done up to episode 6. At the point of recording this, I think episode 4 is tomorrow's video, Sunday's video. So I'll get on with some of that, I think. I'm not sure if that's going to take my mind off things or make things worse. But if you notice a sudden decline in standard of the video, that's probably why. If you're not subscribed, maybe think about it. You know, entirely up to you. I mean, I know you're putting up with my miserable face right now, but go for it. You know what you got to lose. Huh? You've gone from nothing, you're going back to nothing, you lost nothing. In the immortal words of Eric Idle, I'm nearly at my hotel, so I shall leave it here. Thank you very much if you've got this far. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching the videos generally, and there'll be more videos from Germany. I've got to get home yet, so you know, updates are plenty, no doubt. And yeah, until the next time, be good humans. Ta-ta for now.